Hello all, GC13 here. I wanted to do something a bit different today. There's a new game in pre-alpha that's having a Kickstarter going on called RimWorld, and the creator was nice enough to give me a copy so that I could show it off to you guys. And I'm hoping that after you guys see this video, you'll think it's neat and you'll go and either back it on Kickstarter or at the very least go to the Steam Greenlight and give it a thumbs up there and let Steam know you'd love to see the game on Steam. What RimWorld is it's a building game, so it takes a lot of its lead from Dwarf Fortress in that it has a pretty heavy focus on your characters as individuals. They have skills, and you have to be concerned with keeping them happy, otherwise they might leave your colony or even go berserk on their way out. So if I go to the new colony here, I can show you that it has an AI storyteller, much like Left 4 Dead, that basically is responsible for keeping the difficulty on a pretty good curve. So it knows when to twist the knife, and it knows when to ease off on you a bit. That's the default anyway. Then you have this guy over here who's going to be pretty random and Phoebe friendly, who once implemented, I imagine, is going to be more for those who want to have a building type game rather than fending off all the raiders. I'm not going to spend too much time on the character screen because you can see all of these stats in-game, and you can randomize just as much as you want. And I do like over here that some characters are incapable of doing certain things, like this noble will not do manual labor, so won't build, won't grow crops, won't mine. However, this noble is also pretty good at killing people and social work, so talking with traders and convincing people to come over to your side after you capture them. So I'm going to show you this game over here. I have survived one season, which is basically a period of several days, or one cycle, I mean. The cycle is divided into two seasons, light and dark. In the light season, you can communicate with traders with this communications console over here, as long as you have a landing area for them to send supplies that you trade for to. And you don't have to worry about too much violence. Maybe the local wildlife goes crazy, like one of these guys over here will go crazy and rush you, or if I can find a boom rat. They're basically little nuisances. The only problem with boom rats is they do explode when you kill them, so that can be a problem. But during the light season, you're not going to have to worry about much. It's the dark season when the raiders will constantly spawn and attack you. And the raiders can be a difficulty, but they can also be a blessing in disguise. For instance, Colin here was my first addition to my colony, and she actually started out as a raider. However, she was incapacitated in battle, so I was able to capture her, take her down to my little prison cell, which Randall is cleaning because she was very wounded when she was taken to it. And then Marks I ordered to work as a warden, and he was able to convince her to come over to our side, and now we have a very skilled combatant on our side, our first really skilled one. Because while these auto turrets are very helpful, they can't be everywhere. They need power. Now, I was lucky to spawn near a geothermal generator, so that gives me a pretty sizable power output at all hours. I also had the option of making solar generators, which will obviously only power you during the daytime. However, you can use batteries if you want to go mostly with solar generators, and you'll be able to keep your lights on at night and also be able to turn your auto turrets on in an emergency. As good as the auto turrets are, however, the AI storyteller does have some tricks up its sleeve. For instance, it really likes to have raiders attack at the same time that a solar flare turns off all of your electronic stuff, so you're going to have to fight your own battles as well. You can't rely on your machines to do it for you. So, since we're in light season, I said that means we might get, speak of the devil, a trade ship is passing nearby. That means that I can take somebody, preferably with good social stuff, send them up to the communications console, and there is a neat little trading interface here. Each ship that passes by will have different prices for stuff. Like, this is an industrial trader, so they will sell me metal pretty cheaply, all told, but they won't buy or sell slaves, and they give so-so prices for weapons. I'm going to hold on to these two pistols and actually equip them to my guys. And they also have a little bit of uranium. actually. So I hope that means that nuclear power plants are on their way in, because the geysers aren't everywhere. There's this one on the map, there's this one. You will sometimes get maps without any geysers, and so you will be entirely reliant on solar power. Combat supplier. Maybe this one will have some nice weapons for us to buy. Let's see. Pistols and M16. I'll go ahead and buy the M16. Oh, I can't afford it yet. I'll sell them a little bit of my... I'll sell them some food because I have plenty. You see, that's going to be $2,090 for me, which is way more than the Oh, I have to hit the trade button. It's way more than this is, so... You see, since I had to build a landing area, so that is where they are going to deliver my M16 to. As soon as I unpause it. So, where is Colin? I know exactly who I want to equip that M16. And she dropped her pistol, and that pistol is going to get taken to the little armory I put down here. Which, yeah, I'm gonna send some people to arm themselves. Randall is also not armed, and that should be everybody. So now I have one extra pistol, just in case I get anyone else. The trading ships are only here for a limited time, so you do have to be fairly quick to grab them. I was so confident to trade away all that food because I have these two growing areas that I was able to lay down here. And that just tells my guys to grow crops in this area. I couldn't, because I would not be able to grow it on the sand. You have to have some healthy dirt to do that on. Yeah, that's rock. You have to be on soil. I was just admiring the lightning strike. See, they're working very quickly to take care of that. Escape pod. Let's see here. Oh, somebody did survive, but is, as it said, pretty badly wounded. Let's see. This person's okay at shooting. Really, they're only an okay person, but I'm going to go ahead and pick them up anyway. So what I do is I select a person, then I right-click on the guy, and this is just as if I had wounded or incapacitated a raider in battle. I just go to capture, they'll get taken to the prison cell over here, and Marks is actually my warden, and so he will be responsible for dealing with this prisoner. Oh, and I did just get another traveler willingly join the colony. So I'm going to tell my warden to just be a nice recruiter. Chat with him. He's the warden, so he's already responsible for feeding him. And I'm going to actually have him... See, I can tell him what to do. I removed all of his jobs except for researcher because it was the lowest priority. And as you can see, I did quite a bit of research with him, and I saved the last one so I could show you guys him hard at work on his research table. And I've already shown you the communications console. The last two things in here are the nutrient dispenser that they feed themselves with, and the table and the chairs that they eat with. You see, the prisoner is doing just like these guys, healing from sleeping in the bed. Let's examine his thoughts. He's not very happy with us because we have him in prison. He doesn't like how cramped this cell is. It's not too bad, all told. I could put him in a much smaller cell, and oh look, Marks is already starting to work on him, convincing him that that'll make him much happier to think about being with us. And eventually, his loyalty will get high enough that Marks will successfully convince him to join the colony. It does, however, mean I need to expand this. Let's see, a traveler and a trade ship. I'm not too interested in the trade ships because I have plenty. Let's see, and that is... Yeah, we'll just go ahead and do it this way. Actually... We'll go ahead and cancel all that. And I'm probably going to have to destroy these conduits. Because let's see, hallway... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. I'm just expanding the... since I have designed my colony with this in mind, you can't see it being a problem, but the colonists don't like having to sleep in the same room as everybody else. They like to have their own room. And so I've made very sure to give it to them, because there are, right now, at this stage, there are some things I just can't get around. Like nutrient paste is currently the best nutrition in the game. If they were to eat this food raw, it would actually be a -12 penalty. And we did get Pruitt recruited, so he's actually helping out with the new dormitories. And we're going to go ahead and put in a real floor here. And all of the doors. And that should pretty much run us out of metal, so I'm actually going to have to go and search for more. What can I do? I can pick up some of the wreckage of our ship. Probably should have done that sooner, but it doesn't really matter. I got around to it eventually. And I finished all of my research, so Marks, you can do... You can finally get around to doing other stuff. You can grow and you can haul. And I'm probably going to have to mine if I want to have enough. So you can see these little areas indicate that there is metal. There are metal deposits in that rock. So, and they'll just mine that out. And once they're done mining, they'll start hauling. And as soon as they take that metal into this stockpile area, we will be able to use that. So. Oops. We'll just get everybody taken care of. I don't want anybody collapsing from exhaustion. So, and just in the nick of time, we've gotten into the dark season now, so that means we're gonna see some pretty nasty pirate raids. But that's okay. I think we're tough enough to take them on. We can put down sandbags. The combat system is actually fairly robust. You benefit from putting your guys in cover. So, for instance, standing here with the protection of the rubble would be better than standing here in the open, as long as the enemy was here and not here. Let's see what the first batch of raiders is today. It's only 4 people. That's okay. I'm kind of worried about an assassin. That person's a pretty good shot, but... So I know that they'll be coming from this direction, so I am going to actually put in some additional weapons specifically to take care of them. I have to put in a power conduit to reach this one. I'm also going to put in some sandbags. So again, cover system that my guys will be able to fight from. Because I'm not sure, that's 4 guys. I'm not sure if my 2 turrets would be enough to take them. That was just another random event. My crops all died. I guess it doesn't like how much food I have still. Okay. 2 powered turrets. And everybody should have a gun. So we're ready when those raiders do just what they did. Okay, see? Even with 6 of my guys helping out, they were able to do a pretty nasty number on my turret. And you saw its explosion actually took out some of this door. And it said that I incapacitated one of them. So that would be Perkins over here. I'm not sure if Perkins is going to make it. I know Reese is dead because I can't capture anybody. And well, actually, I could use this as a prisoner. So we're going to go ahead and get Perkins captured. And we're gonna race against time to try to get Reese. No, Reese is dead. So we'll set that back to regular and we'll just take care of our 1 prisoner. Let's see again. Perkins is unhappy to be wounded, unhappy to have actually seen the corpses, which is actually a good idea. I should... Oops. Take care of all of the corpses, if I can select them. You know what? We'll just deal with them later. But all in all, I think it's a very nifty game, especially this early in its development. It's not going to hit alpha until the beginning of next year, so in January. However, if you back the Kickstarter for at least $30, you'll also get access to the pre-alpha just as soon as the Kickstarter ends on November 1st. And I'm going to link to the Kickstarter and to the Steam Greenlight in the description of the video, and I do urge you to go out and support this game. It looks like it's going to be an awful lot of fun, and it's only going to get better as more and more features are added. The characters especially are going to become even more complicated. There are ambitions to have them actually develop individual relationships with each other, so, you know, for instance, this social chat, maybe they would get a negative for bumping into somebody they don't like and a positive for bumping into somebody they do like. So, yes, please do go out and support RimWorld. It's a very fun game, and it deserves your attention. I've been GC13, and I hope you found this video very informative.